guys, this is Tor from TC here, and we're backstage with Metallica and Justin, who's Kirk Hammett's tech.
Yeah, and then we're just finishing off the line check. Horsens? Is that
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Right next to the old prison over there.
Yeah, and we just about fit you in here, didn't we?
Yeah. How nice of you too.
When we first got this stage set, we had to be really careful how we take guitars off.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine. Oh.
Yeah, because normally it's like whack.
You
so now
think a
we've
few
kind of got
headstocks
this
or...
little technique that we can do under here, but we like it, it's nice. And we've had this stage set since about 2000.
Yeah.
It's kind of evolved. Now we have a bunch of video on the front here. And
Can you still see Kirk when you...
Not really.
No?
No, not anymore. I used to be able to.
Yeah, so you got to keep on your toes now. So
yeah, it's all ears, because we do all the switching with the board down here. And I turn all his channels on, off, and switch the effects in and out from down here. And it controls these racks. So it's wireless and amps. This is, if you like, signal processing.
We do.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's signal processing in this rack with the two rectifiers at the bottom.
Yeah.
We only use one as main and a spare. Same with these new 14 Randall hybrids at the moment that Randall will be making. Yeah. That we're developing. Yeah. They sound pretty damn good so far.
Is that the main sound, those amps, or
both?
Okay, at the same time.
Yeah, both at the same time. Yeah. Every time you try and lose one of the guys out the front of house goes, "Oh, I really missed that bit," or the recording guy goes, "Oh, I really missed that bit of that sound." Yeah. But since we've had this new amp, things have changed a little, and this is doing a slightly more tonal role. Before it was just supporting the older Randall with the real heavy, like damp crash, dunk dunk dunk. Yeah. It just needed a little help. This one doesn't need so much help, so we've got a little more tone
so you can get
out of this one now, a little bit more drive. We've recently gone to the G Major 2, which we got ages ago, but we never get a chance to rehearse. And having 2 or 3 systems on the run, you can't just have it in one, because you don't get that day after day. But we did 4 shows in San Francisco at the Fillmore, and we did 80 different songs. So it was an ideal chance to program this, because I could program this in the studio in the morning, and he'd be like, "Oh, I need a tremolo pedal for this, or I need a unified for this little bit of this song," which we don't normally carry because we don't normally do 80 songs in a set. So I could quickly program in the Major, then dump it through my iPhone, MIDI, run down to Fillmore, pop it in the back, and away we go. Yeah. So we've finally been able to make the transition. The only thing that's still legacy is this for the reverse in Master of Puppets, because this was never able to do the length of reverse I wanted, or a reverse. This does. I haven't got round to doing it, but I will, so that I can lose that and gain some more space back. And also recently, to gain loops back, I've started using the relay switch in here to switch the channels.
Oh, really? Cool.
On the rectifier, which is not MIDI.
Yeah.
So that's kind of nice, not having to use loops.
So do you use the loops for different pedals then, or?
It will allow me to use loops for different stuff, and especially in the studio when they want different amplifiers. Rather than tear all this apart, I just use 2 extra outputs out of here, and I can use the loops to switch that. Yeah. So that's handy. So I'm just trying to get a bit more flexibility by not using loops to switch the amp.
So this is actually not the G Major 1, is that a spare for the 2?
Yeah, kind of a spare at the moment. It's not as programmed up as, but it would get us through. Because there's in this set, because it's pretty much the Black Album, which is very straightforward, with a few other things. All I really need is a good clean chorus delay and some time delays. A little bit of reverb on when he does the swells, the violin swells. Reverb's nice on that. But there's no, like, I disappear all those filters or anything like that. Nothing super complicated. So it's been a great chance to get this in the system and check it out. A little bit level differences that took a while to do, and there were some things in here that we didn't quite grasp, which maybe I'll ask you about later.
You can do that.
And then I can interview you about it. Yeah. But it's fairly straightforward. It's just on a loop. I don't go through it all the time.
Okay, yeah.
It just switches in and out with my presets.
Yeah. So you have sounds that are actually totally dry amp into...
Oh, most of it. Most of the crunch, the regular crunch, is absolutely dry. Anything that's added is out front. Yeah. and excuse me, it's just the delays.
Yeah.
And in solos, at the end of bells, the end of puppets, all those sort of things that make the song what it is.
What about lead stuff? Is there like some go-to stuff? There's always a bit of delay. There's always a bit of reverb or something like that.
No, I have to leave that all up to Mick because it all depends on the building.
Yeah.
I know he does reverbs and delays on some of the solos.
Yeah.
On the solos for bells, that has a delay on it, and a couple of other points. I'd have to look at the set list to go through them and remember them, because it's all become a bit. There's not much of a script anymore.
No.
Because it all just comes to you, and it's like you can't really think of what you're going to do. But when it comes to the point, you're like, oh, just bang in.
And what about Was? I mean, Kirk is famous.
Well, Kirk, has his Crybaby signature pedal. We use the controller here, which is absolutely modelled on that.
So it's a custom version of that for.
This is his controller pedal.
Yeah.
And the real one that they sell has electronics in it, but it's modelled on that. We just A/B between this and that, and then develop the pedal.
Yeah.
And then that went out. That's kind of cool.
It's super cool.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta love that.
And I have on this stage set, I have 5 set out, 3 on the main stage and 2 down on the thrust or the snake pit.
Yeah.
And they're on pretty much all the time, but they're on a loop. So if he hits it and it doesn't turn off because he doesn't hit it quite right, I can kill it.
Okay.
And then I can reset here, and then we're back.
Okay.
Back in the game.
Yeah. Well, that's handy.
Yeah.
For you at least, I guess.
Yeah.
What about guitars? Can we have a quick look at those?
Yeah, sure. I mean, most of them are fairly. This is. This is like probably the most famous.
Oh, that's awesome.
The Mummy, and that's taken. I think we got this way back in '96, and ever since then it's been the main recording guitar.
It is.
Just for some reason, the pickups are just right, the wood's just right. It just sounds that little tiny bit better than just about everything else. Until the other day, when we got another guitar from ESP. This one, which also sounds phenomenal.
Oh, that's another cool
It's just that extra 1 or 2% better than the others.
Yeah. It's the custom graphics and everything.
I don't know. Well, we got loads of custom graphics, and it really, I don't know whether it's the pickups or just a lucky combination of things that come together in a piece of wood that works great. We have this one here, which is to match the pedal.
Yeah, that is cool.
Green Dust. Then the original Jacksons that he's had since, well, 85.
Those are old. Wow.
Yeah. So we have these, but we also have 2 full systems. So tomorrow I won't see any of these guitars at the show.
Oh, so totally new.
Total different system. And at the last show we have the black and the blue system. This is the black.
Yeah.
And the blue is identical, same toolboxes. It's not like a B system. It's an exact duplicate.
Yeah.
And we take, using our iPhones, we take all the MIDI dumps from the TC stuff from one to the other.
Yeah.
So if we tweak something one night, it's just done.
Got to change it on the other one.
And try and keep everything up to date.
Yeah.
And then I have a bunch more guitars out here, but to be honest, a lot of these are not used in this set because we're so Black Album focused.
Yeah.
So Nightmare, Thing That Should Not Be, they're not in this set list, so therefore we don't really use them. We have, a bunch of custom graphic stuff, which, it's a horror theme.
Yeah.
And then the Ouija board theme, we've done a few of these as well. That one, I love the look of the pickups.
Cool. That's nice.
They are some very cool guitars. And once again, every time we get one, we got to get 2.
Oh yeah.
And that leaves us no guitars to the studio, so really we need 3.
Yeah.
It's like when we get stuff off you guys.
Yeah.
1 effects unit.
Yeah. Can't use it.
I need 6.
Yeah.
I got to start with 6 because I need a main and a spare in each system.
Yeah.
So
we're happy to oblige.
That's me, Chad, and Zach.
Yeah.
By the time we finish, there's a big box
Yeah.
arriving from TC. What else? That's pretty much all the major ones. So this was the original. That's where the Ouija board originally came from.
That's nice. I remember
It's been a while since we've done Thing, but You never know what they're going to pull out, so we try and keep enough.
Is it hard to have the two systems sound exactly the same, or?
Yeah, it's very difficult because we never get a chance to put them in the same place.
Oh, so you can actually.
Yeah, one system has stayed.
Your memory.
One system has pretty much stayed in Europe.
Yeah.
For all of this year, I don't think it's been to America, and the other system we've been using in America. So when something changes, we have to rely. The Pro Tools guy, who records every show, is a huge resource. We can check.
Also, actually listen to those afterwards to check.
Yeah, we can go and listen and go, oh yeah, it's not doing what it does on the other system. Why is that?
Yeah.
And we've had to be very careful with phasing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because some of our amps are 2-channel.
Yeah.
And some of them are 3-channel. And when I use my amps all together, sometimes maybe the clean and the crunch are in phase, but when you go to the 3rd channel, because it's extra gain, there's an extra half a tube, it flips the phase.
Yeah.
So you go to the solo sound and everything disappears. You know, so we have to be very careful with phasing and flipping phases on various things. And that, once again, the Pro Tools comes in super handy because you go look at it. I mean, it's got to the point now where we can hear it straight off the bat because we're really looking for it. And you're half expecting it anyway, especially with a new amp.
Well, thanks so much for showing all this stuff. It's great thing.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.